I feel very like rocker chick in this. It's got lots of choppy layers. So adding a headband to this just completely changes the whole feel of the style. It's a very lightweight, low density wig. Now let me show you in comparison to Tess. It is a little bit longer in the front than Iris, like I was saying. I just basically sprayed my face. With Pixies, I think I have been converted. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chiquel YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and today I'm excited to show you two more Pixie styles from Jon Renau's new Pixie collection. I have with me today Iris, which is on my head, as well as Tess. But before I jump into it all, I'm going to remind you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can learn even more about alternative hair. So the other day I introduced another new Pixie style by Jon Renau called Celine. If you missed seeing that video, make sure you go back, take a look, see what Celine is all about, because if you're into Pixies, maybe Celine is a little bit more your jam. But today I'm really looking forward to showing you Iris, which is the one on my head right now, and like I said, Tess. So we're gonna start with Iris, of course, and then we're gonna look at the differences between these two styles and these two caps that I have here. So Iris is made with a heat-friendly synthetic fiber. The thing I love the most about heat-friendly synthetic fiber is that it's not as shiny as regular synthetic fiber, so it's gonna have a little bit more of a matte finish to it, a little bit more human hair-like appearance. And I also really love heat-friendly synthetic fiber with Pixie styles. It just is a little bit easier to move around the fiber and style it, I find, in comparison to regular synthetic. Anyways, let me start off by giving you a little spin of this cute style. I feel very like rocker chick in this. It's got lots of choppy layers. Feels like a little bit more of a modern style in comparison to what I'm going to show you next with Tess. Let me give you a spin, show you what she's all about. Now I'm wearing this in the color 10RH16. So this is going to be a base of a 10, which is going to be a light brown. And then going throughout it, you have a 16, which is going to be a neutral to cool blonde highlight. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you back here, because I'm in direct natural lighting at my window, but if I back up, it's not going to be as bright. So here is the color when I'm not directly in the light. When I am directly in the light, it does look a little bit brighter in my screen than it is in person. But then back here, this looks a little bit darker. So to be honest, I keep saying that like somewhere kind of in the middle of those two color scenarios. Let me put you back down here. Now, a great thing about Iris here is that it's going to have a little bit more of a basic cap, which is going to help in bringing the price down a little bit more, which is nice. However, it does have just enough on it to make you feel like it's still a pretty natural looking style. So we do have a lace front on Iris here, which, I mean, you have these bangs. You're not really even going to see that too much, but you're also able to style this like up and back if you want to like spike it up even a little bit with some product. Obviously it's not just going to stay, but you could add product to this and style it in a way that maybe would show the lace front. Pardon my band-aid finger, by the way, and also pardon my nubby fingers. I've had a rough week with my hands. I have a nail appointment soon, so we're just gonna ignore. I'm so embarrassed. Anyways, we're just gonna ignore those for now. And also with my band-aid finger, I badly bonked it on a very sharp recycling canister bin thingy, and it sliced off a good chunk of me. So that's what I'm just dealing with right now. Anyways, so sorry about that. But Iris is definitely fun. I'm gonna even add some water to this. Honestly, I am not someone who typically likes adding product to my wigs. I don't like how the product like gunks it up a little bit, makes it feel heavy, makes me feel like I need to wash it more often. I'm someone who uses water and heat. That is about all I use. But the water just really helps you to define your style. It helps you to move the fibers where you want them to a little bit more easily, but I just prefer water over anything really. Okay, this style is also going to have a monofilament crown. So instead of having a full monofilament top or a monofilament part on this, it's just wefted on the top. You don't get an illusion of scalp in a part line, which quite honestly, you don't even have a part line on this. The hair just kind of comes forward. You can mess it up and there's really no need to even have a part line. So the fact that there's not a monofilament feature on the top does not bother me in the slightest. But what it does have, like I mentioned, is a monofilament crown. So it has a cute little circle of monofilament that you'll see when I bend over like this, right here, where all of that fiber just like bloop, just kind of like spiders out of. And it's kind of giving you that illusion of where, you know how some people have like a little swirl on the back of their head, but it's there to give you just that extra little bit of natural pop to the style. Now you're able to bring these sideburns forward if you like that kind of vibe. Or I do find even if you tuck them behind like this, it really does not expose those ear tabs too much. So it's easy to just tuck behind if you don't like that sideburn situation. I just think that iris is so funky, but you know what? When you add a headband to it, it makes it look cute. It's like it completely changes the look, even just by adding one tiny little feature to this. So adding a headband to this just completely changes the whole feel of the style. But now I know I've said this before, I can't remember what video, maybe it was just even my last one, but I've recently discovered that adding headbands to pixie cuts just makes them so much cuter. And I'm not usually a headband person, but with pixies, I think I have been converted. Okay, let me take this off and show you the cap of Iris, and then I'll show you how it compares to the cap of Tess coming up. So, like I mentioned, we have that lace front. It's that monofilament lace front. So it is a little bit pokey, a little bit scratchy. You may not love it if you have sensitive skin, but it's an extended lace front that goes a little bit into your felt ear tabs. Then you have just a wefted top here. There's really no permatease on this cap, by the way. Even though it's wefted here, and a lot of people might say it's a permatease top, there's really no permatease up here on the top at all, or really even throughout the wefting. It's a very lightweight, low density wig. Here's that cute little monofilament crown here, where you get that illusion of bloop, scalp right there at your crown. Then it's just an open wefted cap, which essentially means that all of the fibers have been sewn by a machine into these rows here. So it's nice and stretchy and ventilated and breathable. You got your felt ear tabs, extended felt nape, and your Velcro adjusters. And overall, Iris fits very true to average. So for me, as someone who has a petite head, I measure 20.5 inches in circumference, 11.5 inches front to nape, and 11.5 inches ear to ear. Iris is just a little bit big on me. I would bring the adjusters in just a touch to make it feel a little bit more secure in my circumference, but I wouldn't bring them in all the way. I would just bring them in a little bit. And then within the cap, there is a little bit of extra bulk back there. So if you're someone who wants this to fit like a glove and you are a petite size with similar measurements to me, you might not love the fit of this, but I'm someone who just typically deals with the bulk and brings in the adjusters, and it works just fine for me. Now, let me show you in comparison to Tess that I have here. Tess is gonna have just a little bit extra features on it, or I guess really it's just one extra feature on it than Iris did. So we still have that extended temple to temple lace front here on Tess, but instead of that wefted top with a monofilament crown, we have a full monofilament top here on Tess. So that allows you to part it anywhere you want while maintaining the illusion of scalp. This is an open wefted cap. So same type of a cap as Iris was, same felt ear tabs, and then the nape, actually, you just have your felt nape here. It's not extended like you see on Iris. So it's just your standard felt nape with Velcro adjusters. All right, let me get Tess on. Tess is made with regular synthetic fiber. Oh, isn't that great? Let me fix that. So Tess is made with regular synthetic fiber, as opposed to Iris, which was made with heat-friendly synthetic. Overall, Tess here is going to be longer than Iris and also less choppy. This is gonna be just a little bit more of a standard, traditional, cute little pixie with these bangs here, whereas Iris was a little bit more on the funky side. Again, you can bring the sideburns forward if you want, or just like Iris, if you were to tuck them back, it's not going to cause too many issues with being able to see your ear tabs, which is nice. Now you do have that lace front here, so if you were to kind of pull this back off your face, or if the wind were to blow funny, lift up your fiber, you have that natural illusion of a hairline, which is lovely. And then you have that full monofilament top. So if you wanted Tess to have more of a part line, you definitely could. Although I feel like these fibers just naturally kind of want to come forward, and you don't even really need a part line again. But I wonder if I add some water to this, it might help me style it in a way that exposes a little bit more of a part line for us. I just basically sprayed my face. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Put my hand there. So you can style it to the side a little bit because these bangs are a little bit longer than Iris's were. But doing that allows you to have that part line if you prefer, and have a little bit of a side bang in the front here. This is the color 38, by the way, which is going to be a brown and gray blend. So it's essentially going to be this medium brown color with ever so slight speckling of this gray popping throughout. So this is a really nice, like early transition color into gray. Just when, you know, you feel like you are getting those grays just ever so slightly popping through. So here's the color. Let me take you back again into the darkness so we can see it back here. You can see a little bit of those grays popping out. And then of course, back here where it kind of brightens it up a little bit. Okay, let me give you a spin. Now this is going to be another one of those lightweight, low density styles, and you don't have permatease throughout your wefting here. You're going to have just ever so slight permatease in the crown, just like barely there. You can use it to give yourself a little bit more volume if you'd like to, or you can tone it down because truly it's very minimal. So if you're afraid of permatease, don't be afraid of this permatease. It's really not much at all. I'm gonna show you this more styled forward now. It is a little bit longer in the front than Iris, like I was saying. So if you want these styled, these bangs styled forward, you might need to trim them a little bit, which easy to do. I would just suggest point cutting it and not doing like a straight across trim. Otherwise you're gonna look like you have a bowl cut, which is not ideal for this style. But you can style this forward super easily or to the side. Now Tess fits very true to average. It's a very similar fit to Iris. However, if you are a petite size, then it's your lucky day because Tess also comes in petite. So it's always nice when there are a couple options for sizing. But that's pretty much all I have to share with you today about Tess and Iris. Hopefully this was helpful for you. I think out of the two of these, Iris is definitely my pick for me personally, but I'd love to hear which one you love the most, or if you went back and watched the video on Celine. Love to hear your thoughts, which style you think you would go for, or even if you've gotten the opportunity to try any of these styles yet. I always love hearing from you guys, but as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye everybody.